today's interview with the winners of last year's Industrial Innovation Challenge 2021, the team from Temasek Poly. I'm your host, Angela, and I'm very pleased to be speaking with our winners today. So first of all, I will let our guests introduce themselves.
Hi, I'm Dr. Yap here. I'm the lecturer for the Advanced Manufacturing Center. Yes.
I'm Eldrick. I'm a student in Diploma of Mechatronics.
Hi, I'm Frederick, and I'm also a lecturer here at the TP Advanced Manufacturing Center.
Thank you very much to all our guests, and really appreciate you guys taking off time for the interview today. So I'm very excited to actually know about the solution that you designed to that wins last year's competition. So can maybe Edric share more about the solution that you have designed out?
Yeah. So for our solution, we're actually working with a fish farm, New Trio Fisheries. So they have a lot of fish feeders that are still using manual controls. So what we did was we retrofitted all these fish feeders. So we developed a system on chip, or we just call it a node, where it's connected to each fish feeder to do the controlling and collection of data. So all this data, after it's being collected, we transmit it wirelessly using LoRa to a central gateway. Then that gateway will also send the data wirelessly to a server, which in our case is a PC. So using this data, we created a dashboard using Aviva Edge to control and to display all the data. So we can, for example, we can set the fish feeding timings for when the fish feeder will start to move. And also after that, all this data we move it to Aviva Historian to store it into a database, and then after that into Aviva Insight to do remote access.
Okay, I understand that currently this solution is already implemented at one of the fish farms in Singapore, in Lim Chu Kang. So can this solution be used for all the other fish farms in Singapore and also overseas, or is it just catered for the particular fish farm that you guys have designed out?
Okay. We work with Neutral, just as what Elvick has just mentioned. So the actual equipment will be deployed on the fish farm itself. That's one. It also can be used for other farms in terms of the similar size, because there are a lot of farms in Lim Chu Kang area which looks almost identical like the one in Neutral. That's in terms of Singapore context. When you move into other country, example, there are also a lot of inland farm in Southeast Asia, for example, easily Indonesia, Philippines, even as far as China. They are also using a similar size farm. They're using the similar equipment, so we can actually retrofit for all the similar purposes and deploy out in the whole Asia-wide.
Okay, that sounds great. So this question I think is to Edric. So what were some of the challenges that you faced when you were developing the solution out, and how did you overcome it?
I think when we're doing all this, right, I think the main challenge we faced was the connectivity part, because when you go into IoT or wireless connection, right, it's there's a lot of factors to take it to check for. Yeah, so I think it wasn't really overcome, but we just did a lot of testing in school, in-house first, before we actually deploy it. And then, like for example, we check how far it can communicate, things like that.
Okay. So how was your experience participating in the Industrial Innovation Challenge 2021?
I think it was very interesting, but challenging actually, because most of the participants are actually they're from the industry, right? And then for me, I'm just a student, so it's very eye-opening to see different companies' solutions, and at the same time, it's a good challenge for me to try to do my best, to try to beat all these other competitors.
Yeah, and I'm sure you did it well.
Yeah.
With the support from your lecturers and tutors.
Yeah.
So just another question. So describe the state of the digital adoption in the Singapore's aquaculture sector. What are the immediate benefits of introducing technologies like IoT? So what do you think?
Okay, I'll take this question. So in terms of the adoption of IoT, Singapore is trying to progress as far as we want, because currently at this point in time there is a a grand plan for the year 30 by 30. This is Lim Chu Kang as a national level project. So most of the Lim Chu Kang fish farm, the government want to help them in terms of going through digitization. And especially Viva technology is a great help to go into this form of digitization, because at the end of the day, the key part is the ease of use in terms of using Viva to help in terms of the digitization portion.
Okay. So, what do you think are the top 3 hurdles in the digitization of the aquaculture business?
The top 3 hurdles of one of the thing is, first of all, most of the farmers, they are not technical trained, so there is a form of a mindset change for them to be able to understand before going to digitization and going to digitization. So the mindset change of the farmers, they need to be able to, which will help them in terms of their manpower, to help them relieve the manpower, because they are now quite pathetic. They only have 2 manpower, and sometimes they can't deal with it. So Singapore, in terms of manpower shortage, will help them to leverage part of the thing, and then also to train their people how to use the system. That's why just now emphasize the ease of use of Aviva. The second hurdle that they have is one of the key portions is the cost. Because if you think about it, a lot of this IT system, it may look nice, but it will be very expensive. Luckily, I think Aviva system is quite affordable. The thing that we build is affordable for the farmers, and I think it will help them to adopt that systems very quickly, because the cost is affordable to them, and they are able to move on to the next stage.
Dr. Yap, what are the top 3 hurdles in the digitization of the aquaculture business?
Okay, the top 3 hurdle of any of the agriculture in terms of the farmers wise, first of all, they are not highly trained, so most of them do not have a very high education certification from that perspective. So it takes them some time to actually adopt the new technology, which is digitization, to be fear in them, all this kind of stuff. So it takes some time for them to progress into the point of being able to use some of this technology. That's one of the key portions. And another one is the manpower that people, they're quite pathetic. They only have two employees. So the employees also not very highly educated. So you need to have some time to train the employee to be able to pick up all the necessary skills. It's just like what we are doing now for SkillsFuture. Then another thing is the key part of the second one is the cost. The cost of a lot of digitization equipment are very high and expensive. So the thing is very hard for them to adopt the expensive electronic equipment and the software. Thankfully, the Aviva system that we implement is affordable for the farmers. And for the first point, go back to the first point, it is very user friendly. So it is very easy to train the farmer how to go about using the particular software. Then we go to the third point. The key portion of this thing is there is a lot of integration between, if you imagine there is this farmer, they have their own applied science kind of understanding and usage, and then you have the digitization portion. So it's an integration of multidisciplinary system comes together. I think thankfully that we are using SDN and Aviva systems end of the day that actually make it a lot more simpler for the farmer to learn, and then be able to look across this integration, and makes it a common language for people to be able to communicate and understanding how to go about solving these issues.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Yap. So back to Edric. Just now you mentioned that you face certain, when you are facing with all the challenges, you actually develop the solution and then you try again and again. So just one question, like when you were trying it out, do you do it at the fish farm itself or actually at Temasek Poly here?
Actually, for the first portion of the project, we did it at Temasek Poly in AMC actually, where I had all the help from Dr. Yap, Mr. Edric, and some of the other lecturers to help build this solution.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry to cut you. So AMC refers to.
Oh, Advanced Manufacturing Center.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So maybe Frederick can explain more about the Advanced Manufacturing Center and how it actually helps students.
Yeah, so this is actually the Advanced Manufacturing Center. It was launched last year by Minister Chan Chun Sing. And since then, we have been actively engaging the industry together with our students with industry projects and POC projects. So POC stands for Proof of Concept. We are actually here at the Proof of Concept Lab, and this is where we built this solution for the fish feeder. So we are very grateful to ISDN Software Business actually in winning this competition, because they trained us, they gave us workshop on how to use the Aviva Edge, Insight, and Historian software from scratch, from zero know-how up to mastery and competence. You know, our level of mastery and competence enough to compete with the industry. Also, they gave us the licenses necessary for the softwares. And lastly, more importantly, is the mentorship. ISDN is very close and very easy to reach out to whenever we have technical questions and support. So I think those were the recipe that complemented us in winning this competition.
Okay. So what do you think are the skill sets that the students or the fresh graduates they need to develop for the Industry 4.0 era?
Okay, I think in one word, all about digitalization skills. So it comes with prototyping skills. You know, they should be able to develop electronic circuits from the breadboard up to making it into PCB level, like what we did with our smart feeder. They also need to have connectivity skills and knowledge, meaning what are the popular industrial protocols in the industry nowadays, like MQTT, OPC-UA, and what are the mediums of sending signals, LoRa, Wi-Fi, all these. And also, from there, they also need to have programming skills to write code. And lastly, they should be able to present all this in a nice dashboard. So also their dashboarding and analytics as well. So these are the digitalization skills that they.
Okay. Last question for the day. I would like to get ask a question for all our three guests here. So firstly, for Edric, any advice that you would like to share for this year's Industrial Innovation Challenge participants?
So for me, I think my main message is to don't be afraid to try, because this is an innovation challenge. So when you're doing innovation, you need to keep doing different things. You need to keep prototyping. So yeah, just have fun throughout the process and just keep doing your best and keep trying. Don't be afraid to fail. Yes.
Thank you. So, Dr. Yap, what is the advice from you?
I think student actually end of the day, it's a competition end of the day, and then the whole point is not to worry about the failing part, because a lot of growth and a lot of learning actually take place during when you have a chance, given a chance to go for competition. So do get the opportunity to try out whatever that you want to think about, think of the box, because that's where innovation comes in. That's the title of it, right? And then you know, there's no wrong or right idea. They are always that's where a lot of innovation, a lot of improvement through years. That's how things come about.
Frederick, what about you? Any advice that you would like to provide to our participants for this year?
Okay, my advice would be to reach out. Reach out to Aviva to learn about the latest software technologies. Reach out to ISDN Software to learn about the applications that are currently being deployed across the industry. Reach out to the industry itself to learn about the pain points that needs to be solved.
So, we are here right now at the AMC. So later we will bring you a tour around the Advanced Manufacturing Center from Temasek Poly. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Welcome to the site of Physical Systems. This is where we showcase the latest technologies such as sensor-guided robots, machine vision, IIoT middleware, and edge artificial intelligent controllers. these are seamlessly integrated to enable a wide range of advanced manufacturing capabilities for high-mix, low-volume production.
Welcome to Temasek Poly Advanced Manufacturing Center. Okay, this new center basically, if you think in terms of just as the name said, okay, it basically means that in terms of human autonomy, basically it's the brain of the whole entire advanced manufacturing center. So basically, what we do is over in the center, we do in a short sentences is about 3C. The 3C is availability to do control, communication, and command control and communication. This is the key portion that we collect all the data, process all the data, and analyze all the data of the whole entire advanced application.